All right, everyone, welcome. Today's explainer is really all about taking that massive leap from the classroom out into the real world. Our main goal here is to help you enthusiastically move past that stiff, textbook Portuguese so you can finally start sounding naturally confident in your everyday conversations.
So, you might be wondering, how do you actually bridge that gap? Well, the secret to sounding like a local really doesn't lie in memorizing the dictionary. No way. It lies in mastering essential, everyday idiomatic expressions. Those colorful little phrases that native speakers just use without even thinking. By the end of our time today, you're going to have 5 incredibly powerful expressions right in your back pocket. Okay, let's get into it. Section 1. Running late, navigating the daily commute. Okay, let's actually dive into this by looking at these expressions through the lens of a typical, relatable day in the life. Picture this. Your alarm didn't go off, you couldn't find your keys anywhere, and now you are literally rushing out the door. You desperately need to shoot your colleague a quick update so they aren't just left waiting. So what do you say? You use this absolute lifesaver of a phrase, estou a caminho. This translates directly to I'm on my way. It's just the perfect, most concise way to let someone know you are currently in transit. It's highly practical, instantly understood, and honestly, it just shows you're making an effort. Let's hear what that sounds like in a sentence. Estou a caminho do trabalho. I'm on my way to work. You can just drop this into a quick text or a voice note while you're grabbing your coat and sprinting to the bus stop. It's the ultimate way to instantly manage expectations. But let's keep our little narrative moving here. So you sent the message, you navigated all the terrible traffic, and finally, you arrive. But yeah, you're not on time. You are definitely, undeniably late. Now you need a phrase to kind of smooth things over, right? You need something that acknowledges the delay but keeps the whole vibe positive. Now what's really interesting about this one is how incredibly universal the concept is. Antes tarde do que nunca, better late than never. It warmly acknowledges that yes, a delay happened, but the fact that you still showed up, that is highly appreciated. It's almost like magic. It immediately diffuses all that awkward tension. Listen to how it flows in this example. Ele chegou atrasado, mas antes tarde do que nunca. He arrived late, but better late than ever. It's just such a graceful way to handle being tardy. Instead of awkwardly focusing on the negative aspect of the lost time, you're shifting the entire focus to express appreciation for the arrival itself. It's absolutely fantastic for maintaining good relationships.
Moving right along to Section 2, Reacting to Others, Social Dynamics.
Okay, so we've survived the morning commute, and now we enter the unpredictable realm of social dynamics. Every single day, we encounter wildly different conversational moods, right? You might be the super welcoming host trying to make someone feel comfortable, or, on the flip side, you might be reacting with skeptical disbelief to a friend's totally wild story. We're going to look at the perfect expressions for both ends of that spectrum. Let's start with the welcoming scenario first. Say you're hosting a guest, maybe at your house, or maybe it's a brand new colleague arriving at your office. Your main goal here is to make them feel completely at ease. You want them to feel like they are at home and absolutely don't need to ask for permission for every little thing. Fique à vontade. This basically means be my guest, or if we translate it literally, stay at ease. It is the absolute perfect way to give someone permission warmly and naturally. It essentially tells them, hey, my space is your space. Please just do whatever makes you comfortable. And this brilliantly illustrates that point. Imagine hearing this when you walk into a brand new, intimidating environment. Pode pegar café, fica à vontade. You can grab a coffee, be my guest. Doesn't that just instantly make a guest feel accommodated and valued? It's polite, for sure, but in a very warm, open way rather than a stiff, overly formal way. That cultural warmth is exactly why this expression hits so much harder than a literal English translation. Okay, now let's pivot to the complete opposite end of the social spectrum. You're hanging out with a friend, and they start telling you an absolutely unbelievable story. Or, they make some grand claim about themselves that you just do not buy for a single second. You need to react. Oh, this is where you deploy a te parece. It translates beautifully to as if. It is specifically used to show disbelief, and it naturally carries just a really fun bit of sarcasm. When you drop this phrase into a conversation, you're playfully, or, hey, maybe seriously, calling out total nonsense. Here is a highly relatable scenario for you. Você vai acordar cedo amanhã? Até parece. You're waking up early tomorrow, as if. Delivering this with a bit of humorous disbelief instantly injects real, native-like personality into your chat. You aren't just reciting vocabulary words anymore. You are showing that you truly understand the cultural tone and the playful banter of the language.
All right, on to section 3, asking for a break, setting personal boundaries.
Well, we've reached the final part of our day. We've rushed around, we've socialized, we've bantered, and now the sun is finally going down. You are completely, utterly exhausted. You've given literally all your energy to the world, and you really need the people around you to understand your limits. Basically, you need a break.
So the crucial point here is actually knowing how to ask for that grace. The expression is pega leve. Literally, it means take it light. But practically in conversation, it translates perfectly to cut me some slack. You use this to ask someone to just go easy on you, to not push you too hard, because, let's face it, you're currently overwhelmed or totally out of energy.
Listen to this example and really try to feel the exhaustion in it. Estou muito cansado hoje. Pega leve comigo. I'm very tired today. Cut me some slack. Being able to deploy this phrase shows genuine vulnerability, but it also shows incredible conversational competence. You're effectively managing your relationships and your own well-being with a simple, highly effective native expression. It's a game changer.
Which brings us to section 4, your path to confidence.
Let's look at how this all builds together. Everything we've covered in this explainer today really comes down to 2 major points. First, sounding natural. These 5 expressions completely strip away that stiff, robotic textbook feeling. Second, building confidence. Just knowing that you have the exact right phrase for these incredibly common, everyday scenarios, that gives you the courage to actually jump in and join the conversation. So I want to leave you with a real challenge today. Which of these phrases will you use in your very next conversation? Are you going to let someone know you're on the way? Will you tell a guest to make themselves at home? Please, don't just file these away in your notebook. Step out into the real world and actually use one today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I absolutely can't wait to see you next time.